What's up? BigHerc916. Positivity, motivation, never settle for average. You know how we do it over here. Hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel. Um, this is a interesting topic. It's about being that token black guy at the predominantly all white event and not acknowledging anybody else black because you want to be special. Look, man, there's enough room and opportunity for all of us. If there is another person there that's black, that's at whatever event you're at, it's obvious that whatever frequency or vibration they on brought them to that event. So if you're approached by that person and they're seeking acknowledgement, you don't have to act like you're some bougie ass, funny style, weirdo. You can acknowledge the person, say hi, and at least um, give a nod. But when I see other brothers at places that I know there's not a lot of us at, and they act funny style, man, I almost feel like publicly clowning these dudes because, like, what makes you think you're so special, man? I mean, yeah, you might have a Ferrari or a Lambo or what have you, but those people that you thinking are impressed by you in the back of their mind still don't like you. If they like you because of you, not because of your Lambo or your Ferrari. But if you think that's going to make you more acceptable, then you're fooling yourself because they still tell the jokes when you're not around. And I just, I just like to say that I've been in a lot of places, and whenever I go to some of these places that mainly exclusive car shows, or even when I go to certain gyms, I try to invite like people I can have conversation with, friends, and they're not necessarily always black friends, but um, it's just a funny dynamic. And I think a lot of these brothers, maybe because they feel like they've questioned themselves for so long, and now they have maybe financial wealth, they feel like they've kind of um, bought their way out of the color of their skin. And I'm always talking about, like, hey, I don't judge your color of skin, and I look more for personality. But when I do see people that look like me at somewhere, and I'm not a whole lot of us, I'm like, I'll at least show some type of acknowledgement. The weird ass bug right there, and will give a person a nod, or maybe go out of my way to say hi, just because, man, I know people feel uncomfortable sometimes. I feel uncomfortable. I've been places in this. It's been people that's like looking at me like, what am I doing there? Well, I'm the same thing you're doing here. You're no better than me just because you maybe was given something, and now you're here because of family nepotism. I'm not impressed with that. And I'm not impressed because you have money, because who knows how you got it. I'm here because I enjoy maybe whatever the event entails, whether it be art, cars, or homes, or a sporting event, whatever the case may be, concert. But I'm not impressed, man. You're not gonna make me feel inferior. I actually go up to what I feel is the most, uh, I would say, not necessarily racist, but maybe a person who looks like they would be have a disdain for talking to somebody that looks like me. And I personally go up and say something to them to make them have to say something, because it's in a public environment, in public space, so they feel uncomfortable not saying something. And I like making people like that feel uncomfortable. I like making people who maybe don't like people who look like me feel like they're forced to talk to me when they really don't want to. It's funny. And that's why I say, when I see these brothers, walking around and they act like they're too good, man, dude, don't get it twisted, man. Come off your high horse, bro. I'm not there to try to drink a 40 with you or smoke a blunt. I'm here to enjoy the events like you're here to enjoy the events. So don't trip, man. I remember going to Monterey, and there was this brother. He had a Lamborghini Huracan back when they kind of first came out, and I went up and talked to him, and I'm like, they were doing a rally to Monterey from Malibu, and I'm like, hey man, nice car, man. How long you had it, man? And he looked at me like, huh, I've had it for about a year. And I'm like, that's cool, man. Like, so what made you expect this type of setup? Blah blah blah. And he look, he looked at me like, nigga, please don't keep talking to me. And then some white guy came by, and he's like, yeah. And I mean, this dude's a cornball. He was like the corniest nigga. He like you could tell he was never getting any pussy growing up, college, whatever. It wasn't until he got that Lamborghini and some chick decided to give him some that he actually got laid. And so it's funny when I seen this dude, I'm like, really? And fast forward, I go to a Lamborghini event one time, Newport Beach. Dude walking around there, he got the Lambo hat on, tight ass Lambo jacket. I pulled up, I had my old school '68 Cougar, and he's walking around there, and I see him, and I seen him. He got out of a Ventador or something. I'm like, man, nice car, man. And he looks at me, and I'm like, man, it's like, dude, don't get around these people and act funny. And it's like, because I'm not here to act funny either. I'm just here to conversate and enjoy the cars. And so, I don't know. I just like to point that out and keep it 100, man. And people who watch my videos, I get a lot of, mainly the hate comes from people who look like me too. Oh man, you talk all this shit. You don't like your people. You always cooning this and that. And dude, it's not that. It's just that I feel like we've been duped into so many different cultural beliefs, and we sell ourselves short. And then on top of it, when we do get somewhere, we kind of act like we forgot the struggles or what it took to get there. And when we see other people there, rather than try to conversate and share our journeys and learn from each other, guys get up in there and get to a point where they act like they're too cool. Or you got the flip side where guys who have all these things still try to act like they from the hood. And it's like, dude, everybody who's ever I know trying to get out the hood and accomplish something, they they don't want to go back there. The whole purpose they moved their families and did all this stuff was because they want to get the hell out of that environment because it's a crabs in a bucket mentality. So you ain't got to act funny, man, when you see another brother somewhere, you know, in the gym, at a wine festival or polo match or whatever the case may be, football game. Man, just be 100, man. Unless you a funny style cat, if you funny style, then shit, you funny style, you know. And I'm not picking on dudes who are nerdy because I was a nerd. Got good grades, studied a lot, liked to draw. Used to be in the baseball cards, comic books, Star Wars action figures, all the little cornballs. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, man. But dude, it's obvious you never know who you're talking to and what type of opportunities you could create with this person who might have the similar interests. Another quick story. I was at the gym. I'm at a new gym. It's predominantly all white, and it just happens to be the area I live in. It's a nice area, very cool. Ain't nobody tripping. There's no racial bullshit. But anyways, I'm at the gym. I seen a couple of brothers in there. Not a couple of dudes, handful of brothers out there, sisters out there. But one dude I could see, he kind of strutting through the gym. He peacocking. Got his chest out. He got his shorts on over his tights, and got the tank top with his back showing. He's in good shape, And man, I'm the type of dude, even if I don't care how big you are, whatever, I make you feel strongest. I make it a point to make eye contact and usually get a nod, acknowledgement or something, because that's how I am. I'm a lion, man. So when I see other potential lions in a area, I want to let that lion know that there's another lion. And so I walk by this dude, and I didn't walk by him to create any type of tension or anything. I walked by him because I was gonna use the machine, and he looked down. And then he was working out over here, and I looked up, and he looked away. And then he walked up to where I was at, and I'm like, this is a funny style, dude. This is one of those funny ends, man. And then I seen him walking, and he's looking, and I don't know, maybe he's thinking all the white women in there want his PP, whatever, he's gonna give him some BBC or whatever. But it's like, dude, come on, man. I'd have been around those guys too. I'd have been on adult sets, man. I'd have been, dude, I'd have been around it, man. Shit, it's not anything new. But these cats, man, it's funny, man, because uh, when I see another brother in the gym and he's in good shape, a lot of times they act like they don't want to say nothing to you. And I'm not, super buffed out. I'm in decent shape. I'm in my 50s now, man. I'm not trying to worry about my six pack and my obliques and all this old shit, man. I just make sure I don't have no beer gut. I'm in shape. I can move around and still bust my wife down. But these cats, man, especially these brothers who go to these gyms and they think like they're up in there and they're like this prized possession. Look, homie, you know, I know a lot of you probably came from environments maybe, more cultural than mine. I'm not saying like, where I came from was all that, but dude, just be 100, man. You see another brother, it's like it should be almost like, okay, I see you, bro. You in the area, I'm in the area, man. Cool. I mean, just acknowledge. That's all. You ain't gotta be funny style. You got your Lambo, you got your Ferrari, you got your Porsche, whatever you're doing. You know, I'm not gonna embarrass you in front of your white friends, man. I'm not gonna expose you. I got a bunch of white friends too. You know, it's like my wife is white. My brother and sister half, mixed. It's like, but it's no. I don't care about that. You see me like, oh, another brother here. Damn it. I want to hope this dude don't talk to me, please, nigga. Don't say, man. Oh man. Oh, what's up, man? Man, I hope you don't ask me for anything. No, I'm not gonna ask you for nothing, man. I'm just saying, what's up? You know, welcome to the area, man. Whatever. It's like, dude, get your finger out your butt, man. It's all right, man. We're not all trying to bring the hood to the nice part of town or to the event. I'm there because I don't want to be around the bullshit either. I'm not trying to be around a bunch of assholes, whether it's black or white or whatever, man. I'm just saying, like, hey, you ain't got to act all bougie. Keep 100. I see you in Monterey. I see you at a car event. I see you over here. Say what's up. Acknowledge, man. You never know where that brother came from. And it's not like the appearance is like all ghetto. I've seen dudes at events and I'm like looking like, dude, this is like a $1 million car auction and you got on some slides with socks with some Under Armour on with a wave cap. Come on, bro. Come on, man. You can do better than that. And I'm not even like I see that, I'll look and be like, but I'm like, dude, I'm not kicking it with that dude. I'm a, but I come, at least I wear like a polo. I've dressed the part, man. You got to dress the part, and it's not being, but it's dressing the part. You don't come into certain things with a do rag on, with sagging, whatever. Man, be presentable. And so what I'm saying is, and it's 100, man. Black, just in general, man. You go somewhere, just be aware of the dress in your environment, and that's another thing. So when I do go to these places, it's not like I'm looking, to not fit in, and it's just a part of life. I'm not going to come somewhere and bring some bullshit and embarrass myself. And that's one thing I was taught at a young age. Don't embarrass me in public. So I try my best not to. And when I talk to people, like I said, I see them out and about, and I've met some cool brothers out and about too, man. We start chopping it up, and I met millionaire dentists. I met guys who run businesses, cool dudes, but there are a handful that just act really funny and act like, hey, money's made them something else. And we, at a high level, it's class, but knowing knowing the mentality behind a lot of people, they still, want to have some type of preconceived notion about you know what it is coming from the environment. And I'm not asking for no token cookies or no, oh, poor you. Look, man, don't give me the poor you shit. I studied hard, worked hard, made some mistakes. Life is what it is. So I'm not crime victim. I'm not trying to be the sorry Negro, or I'm not trying to, rain down on brothers who were successful or brothers who never got in trouble. I'm just saying, man, we just need to get past a lot of the communication bullshit. And as we try to elevate each other, because not everybody's going to come. Some cast is not going to make it to the next big event, and I'm not inviting them. And I don't expect you to. So just some conversation and gang, man. BigHerc916. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. What's up? BigHerc916, and I would like to introduce you to Little Herc's Big Lessons. My wife and I decided to come out with a children's book series that encourages young children to be strong, to make good choices, and also teach valuable lessons. Lesson 2, Speak with Strength. At school, Little Herc's classmate Maria looked upset. The bigger kids were teasing her about her artwork. Hey, Little Herc said, stepping forward, Maria's art is awesome. Let's show some respect. The bigger kids shuffled their feet and walked away. Maria smiled at Little Herc. Thanks, Herc. You're always brave enough to stand up for what's right. Little Herc felt proud. Speaking up is what strong people do. You can pick up the book, link in the description, share it with your kids.
To pick up a limited edition GTA poster signed by me for $10, or with your purchase of a Wig Splitter Porsche t-shirt, I'll throw in a free poster signed.
Officially, I only got one real spanking my entire life. My mom did the best a 14-year-old could do, raising me with love and instilling values that will last a lifetime. I was a straight A student and lived to make her happy. So how did I go astray? A horrible stepdad that stole my self-worth and invoked fear turned me into a person that I struggled to overcome. From skateboarding to selling drugs, gang banging in juvenile hall, I got caught the same way many young promising men get caught up. I struggled to find my identity, getting mixed up in shootouts, crime, and the adult entertainment industry. This roller coaster continued as I juggled college, hustling, and Hollywood, eventually catching a federal bank robbery case. I found redemption in prison while serving a 120-month federal sentence and came out a man on a mission. I became a social media influencer with over 500 million views on YouTube and a life coach mentoring people all over the world. This is my journey against all odds.